Jojopyun debuted in the LCS today in the second day of the lock-in tournament. And if you didn't watch the games, I'm sure you could tell by my frantic tweeting that he did very well, and I was very excited about it. And obviously, I'm going to be thrilled about seeing him play well when I've been doing so much content and coverage of him and trying to build him up as this player coming into the league. And so I just want to take a moment to look at, I think, the one play from the first game that really defined the opening day of his top level pro career, and break it down a little bit and show how I think it's really a great encapsulation of who Jojo is in a player in many, many ways, and why it's so exciting to be able to watch him. So let's break down this fight going in and what this fight means. If we look at the setup here, in this play, EG have 3 dragons. They're a little bit down in gold. Both teams scale quite well. You've got a Corki Jinx carry combo here with Engage and some frontline. A little bit more situational frontline depending on whether Meganar's there, Xin Zhao ult. On the other side, you've got less situational tankiness with the Scion and the Trundle frontline. You've got really great Engage reception with the Victor, the Aphelios, the Thresh. Really good scaling carries. So this next fight is going to be huge and explosive, and the dragon is about to spawn here. When we play this out a little bit, you have TL also have a mid inhibitor killed here, so they've been able to get the first setup on the dragon. They're all grouped up in the river just the way they want with their composition and the tools they have, and EG have to approach them. So they're second into the setup. And this is an advantage that TL have created for themselves. Vulcan, and I'm going to be upfront about this play. Vulcan is the number one hero of this play, but Jojopyun was very, very important for it as well. I want to just highlight him as part of this. But to be fully transparent, Vulcan is the primary playmaker here. Jojopyun is the secondary one, and also very important. So Vulcan sneaks around all the way into a flank. He wants to get behind this group, because going straight at a Victor and a Aphelios and a Thresh is not good. I mean, a Trundle too, Scion zone control, that's never going to work. You have to go from multiple angles. And so Vulcan gets there. TL, could maybe have a little more vision control in this area. They do have a ward down at the bottom in this Tri-Brush from a blue trinket. And so they see Vulcan, he's got his sweeper on, so they can know he's there because that vision gets disabled. So they know he's coming. And now what's going to happen is you're going to see Vulcan's going to engage in from this angle as Bjergsen walks up to try to zone him away and try to chunk him before he gets in. As Vulcan engages, Jojopyun has the package, and he comes in right on top. And so we're going to see this happen. We're going to let it play out a little bit. Vulcan gets right in. There goes the package. Jojopyun jumps the wall, finishes the kill on the Thresh. Bwipo flashes on top of him, ults him, knocks him up. He doesn't have time to hit the blast cone. So he flashes out. Bwipo channels a Q, knocks him up. They both blast cone over the wall and finish him. Oh, but meanwhile, while Jojopyun was doing all that and dying, TL's carries are dead. CoreJJ was the first one to die. EG get an ace. They get the Ocean Soul. And from there, there's a little more dramatics. But from there, they're in a really great position, and they close out the game, with a little more action. The game wasn't instantly over from this. So, there's so many things to highlight about this and why this is such a good play. And the number one thing that I want to call out about Jojopyun here, and what I've been saying about him, if you've been paying attention for quite a long time, is he is not afraid to take a risk to make a play. He has never had high KDAs. He dies a lot, whether it's because of all the pressure he puts on a lane and sometimes he gets ganked for it, the fact that enemies know he's such an important player to gank into, but also because he's willing to die to win a fight, and that's exactly what he did here. He could have maybe survived it. But when he packages in here, he's got the package and he wants to use it well, right? But he could package in not quite so deep. He could have come from a little farther back and then packaged back out and just started hitting frontline, right? Or he could have just taken a longer time and he is following up Vulcan's engage, but he could play further back, used his really long range, and hit frontline and tried to win the fight that way. That would be the more conservative way to play this. But no, he's going to go straight in. He's going to try to outplay to get out. He knows he's got his flash and all of that. And his package going right in there meant that Whippo and Santorin had to either choose to deal with him and follow him, in which case their backline is fully exposed, which is what they happened, or they could have tried to kite back, in which case he got to freely package in, W out, now he's over the wall and he's just free hitting them and doing all his damage to the front line that he would have been doing anyway. So he put them in a super awkward position, and he died for it, and he's not afraid to die for it. And you're going to see this throughout the rest of his LCS career. He will die for making plays, and sometimes he's going to get called out for that. His stats aren't going to look the best for it, and he will win team fights for his team because of it. So, you know, he could have even died the moment he packaged in, and probably EG would still be in a great position in this fight as long as Danny had this great pocket to stand in. Like, if we back up just a little here, you can see as soon as he goes in, Danny is in this great little pocket. Oh, look, nobody's threatening me. Everybody's worried about my front line and my co-carry, and I'm like a getting into late game Jinx who could, you know, kind of wreck them pretty quick. So it was just, it's a great play, and I think it really goes to show what kind of player Danny is. Sorry, not Danny, what kind of player Jojopyun is, what kind of playstyle he's going to bring. And by the way, he did this all in his first ever professional game on Corki. Didn't play it in Academy at all last year. Didn't play it, you know, in a brief little bit of amateur that he did before. He'd never played Corki on stage, and he plays all kinds of different champions. He played a Victor in his second game to show that he can play the classic control mages too. He will play brand new champions. He'll make bold plays that get himself killed, and he will win his team games. So this is what I saw from Jojopyun today, and what I hope was exciting for you as well. And I can't wait to see what he brings out in the rest of his debut tournament.
They have to force. Meganar is dropping 50%. Flipping on the ward. Goes for the charm. Goes for the jump in the back line. Package over the top as well. Is it a kill is the question. Corgi down 1-0. Flip over the wall. Goes for Jojopyun to flash the safety. Stays alive. Knocked into the air. Not dead just yet. Finally went trade back, but it's 3 versus 1. TL's down to a single member. Whippo may be wide, but the team has already fallen off his back. Evil geniuses take the Bud Light Ace. They're going to take the Dragon Soul, and they're going to take control of this game.